What's up? Welcome to your January 8th to January 15th energy update. My name is April Curry, and welcome to the Thunderdome. We also are going to be, maybe possibly freestyling some Akashic record messages. How I do that, by the way, is I tap into my own Akashic records and I read the collective energy for really awesome concepts. So if anyone was wondering how I do that, there's my little tidbit right there. So let's go ahead and get started. And just remember, if you are wanting to dip your toes into becoming more intuitive, increasing your intuitive intelligence, becoming intuitively independent so you can have an empowered life and have a heaven on earth experience down here, because it is freaking possible when you're intuitive, go to my link in bio. That's what my whole membership is about. It's about teaching people how to develop their intuition and to have the intuitive lifestyle that isn't really discussed a whole lot in our society. And it is a completely different lifestyle than how the world has told us to live, and it's way more fun and way more easy and flowy, abundant. It's awesome. So if you are even interested in that, you don't have to be super intuitive to join us. That's what the whole membership is about, is to teach you how to do everything to get intuitive and live the lifestyle. All right, let's go ahead and go into January 8th. Ready? I'm ready. Let's go. What is the energy? January 8th, Wednesday. What's going on January 8th, Wednesday? So the first thing I saw was snowfall, and then I saw people picking things up, like putting things back in their place. What does that represent? Mindset. Bringing mindset back into more order. It might still feel like it's a little bit heavy that day. Like if you haven't noticed the last couple of days, there's been this heaviness energy in the electromagnetic field. And so it feels like it's still heavy, but slowly there's organization, there's taking time to help other people, help yourself, building, creating the building blocks of the future. You may have noticed that there is a period of feeling like maybe there's been a reverting energy, but what's nice about it, it's actually healing, like you're healing from something. Whatever topic you're healing from, it's asking for you to slow down, go back to the basics, and see what needs to be addressed. And it feels like January 8th is the day that there's a slow addressing or some forward steps towards this new mindset, this new life that you are considering. But also, it is a looking at what needs to be healed in order to create that new life, and giving that spaciousness and time to breathe. And I'm getting, the more that you allow yourself to heal, the more that you allow yourself to collect energy, you'll notice that you will attract your new life more than you have to go after your new life. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to not take action. It means take appropriate action. It's going to teach you when it's necessary to take action, which might feel like you're doing nothing compared to what you used to do, but you're going to notice how much easier it is going to be to step into a new life when you follow these steps that I'm getting from the energy field right now. It's pretty cool. What are we not aware of about January 8th? So even though it feels heavy and it feels like things are not moving forward, I got the message that it's moving forward faster than ever. It's just not in the style that we're all used to. And there is a lot of emotional fulfillment coming in. And there are so many options and directions that one can take right now. And the way that you can allow yourself to receive more abundant energy, higher vibrational opportunities, and things that are meant to fill your life up with joy, acceptance, abundance, love, peace, harmony, is by letting everything collect. Let the energy build. It's so appropriate to not do anything right now. It's so appropriate to not do anything right now. If you have a desire to take action on something, give it some space. Let it find its place. It doesn't feel like everything's landing yet. Let it find its place. If you create a new thing and you move forward with it, it's going to feel like everything's falling out of your hands like quicksand. Because things are changing so much, it's like just let it all percolate. It's so important to sit still. All right, let's go ahead and go into January 9th, Thursday. I feel like the January 8th was also the 7th and the 8th. It just feels like it's blending in a little bit. Let's see what the 9th feels a little bit more punchy. January 9th. What's going on January 9th, Thursday? I got fulfill your desires. Trust God, fulfill your desires. Anything that is meant for you in the divine will come when it comes. So the message that I'm receiving on a human level, I know some of those messages can be like, whoa, but on the human level, I was feeling that, there's this desire to want to control our outcome. Many of you are doing a really great job of just surrendering, really letting God, letting universe take you on this ride. You're not taking any action unless you're being guided to. A lot of you are distinguishing between what is your ego, your mind, wanting to chase things versus, that little whisper in the back that's like, hey, you know what? You should rest a little more. You should chill. But I'm feeling a lot of frustration because it feels like people's human wants to get things done, wants to move forward, and the energy is still like, no, like plant yourself down, do nothing, chill, enjoy the show. I'm getting like it's so important to take care of your internal right now, like going for a ride or like filling your day up with errands or filling your day up with thoughts about something you're going to do in the future is like, do your best to be present. Know that everything that you are looking forward to is going to come when it comes. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to prepare for it right now. Let it all just be. That's what I got. January 9th. Let me just go ahead and see what we got here. Oh. Wow, if I could say that a day had bipolar, I would say that January 9th is bipolar. Wow. The current energy of January 9th is all about, once again, witnessing appreciation with what you have already. There is new inspiration, new ideas coming in. Know that they're not going to necessarily form yet. So it's like, just put it in the ideas jug, because the ideas jar. I like the ideas jar because nothing is meant to really take shape yet. And it's because the energy is changing so much. we're changing so much, we're healing so much, we're moving through so much, that trying to land an idea is like trying to jump on a hot stick of butter. If you're you just like slip right off the butter. Okay, what a weird analogy, first off, but thoughts are rampant. There's a lot of emotional distress that day that I'm feeling from the collective. And what's funny is like there's not really like the reason why that's happening is because change, it can be hard for people. Whether it's an internal change, a subconscious change, a change in location, a change in ideas and formalities, change in career, like it can be difficult. It can cause people anxiety about, okay, I don't really know what to do right now. And I got the message, it's just like, chill. Like, focus on your relationships, focus on your relationship with yourself, and allow yourself to be feeling this creative spark instead of overwhelm about what decision do I need to make. I know a lot of you feel like, this is only for a few of you out there, that you feel like there's a timeline or like a time crunch that you need to be on. And it might be because of either resources or lack of resources or something going on in a relationship or something going on with your identity where it feels like things need to happen now. There's like this antsiness, but know that it's all good. Like, I'm going to share a story with you. The times that this energy has shown up for me, yeah, I almost SHIT'd my pants a few times, like surrendering and sitting and waiting, and I'm like, what the fuck, oh my god. And then last minute, something just showed up. Or I got a big, quick redirect. Like, I thought I was doing something, I got redirected into like the complete opposite of that. So January 9th, you're not going to get like the full signs and symbols of what that is yet. And that can be really hard to sit in. So give yourself grace. Know that the universe, God, is protecting you, is taking care of you. Sometimes we get these, like, I call them faith trips, trust trips, where it's like, it happens last minute. I know. All right, let's go to January 10th. That was for a few of you. That wasn't the whole collective. I was feeling that immensely, and I wanted to hone in on that for some people. All right, let's go to January 10th, Friday. This is going to be a little long-winded because I'm taking my time. January 10th, Friday. What's going on January 10th, Friday? Got leap of faith, trust the unseen. And then I got this imagery of someone driving, but there was fog and they had to go really slow and they couldn't see in front of them. They didn't know what was coming next. But there was like blind forward movement. What does this represent? It's almost like saying, if you have a lot going on, do it anyway. Saying, if you have a lot going on, do it anyway. There's for some of you, it feels like a leap of faith decision. January 10th feels like a leap of faith decision. And it's important to not assume what will happen from the action that you take that day. Energy, January 10th. Requires a lot of spiritual wisdom. it requires, this is what I'm feeling. It requires a lot of spiritual wisdom, integration, and grounding to make the right choice. And sometimes the right choice is doing nothing or doing something. It feels like for some of you, making one decision is going to make you feel like you're missing out on another decision. But it's going to be fine. It's kind of a weird day. I'm like January 10th, Friday feels like a very weird day. And I don't usually like to say things like that, but okay. The decisions that some people are going to make are not going to be 100% what's right for them. And for some people, they know how to sit back, relax, even if it's hard to do that, to sit in that patience. They know that the action and inaction that they take is going to propel them forward into what is for them. I'm picking up that it almost feels like there's two different sides to this. I feel like there's people that are just gonna go and make a decision and it's not gonna go the way that they thought it would. And then I'm feeling that there's people that are gonna sit back or do something really small that is actually going to make a huge impact in their life in a positive way. And it's because they're listening. They're not anticipating or trying to get a storyline out of it. They're just following the breadcrumb messages of their intuition. And I feel foggy this day. Like, it's so foggy. It's going to be such a weird day to read for any of my readers out there that are intuitively reading. Like, I feel like I'm in a fog energy, and to even consider looking out in the future and assuming something seems crazy to me that day. So it is people are going to make decisions that day, but it feels like a terrible day to make decisions. It's going to be like the most foggiest idea. But it feels, is this the inauguration? Hold on. Hold your horses. Wait, when's inauguration day? Okay, the 20th. Okay, I was like, what's up with this day? Okay, I don't know, whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and go to January 11th, Saturday. I want to get out of that day. January 11th, Saturday. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more smiles this day. I got gathering of the harvest. There's a sense of feeling like I or we are moving into more beauty, more flow, more abundance. It feels like our life has landed this day. Like there's a completion, like we landed somewhere. Give me 1 second. There's a lot of places to go, people to see, people to be. Now, there's a lot of exploration that people are desiring. Like, there is a lot more forward movement this day. Like, we landed on our feet, and now we can look ahead. And even though there's a little bit of fog, there's this sense of homecoming that day. And because there's this solidification or almost like an ending or a landing, you might notice people are going to make certain decisions that day that are like this is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm going here. I'm doing that. And that feels clearer. Like that's a day. That is a day to make a decision. But by all means, if you can, I know there's some people who are just be so impatient. Friday 10th is a foggy day to make a decision. The 11th feels much better. It feels like, everything is integrated and sat, and it's sitting in your system, and it's like, okay, now I can make a decision. What a weird week. I'm going slow because it's a molasses. It feels like molasses. All right, let's go ahead and go to the 12th Sunday. I got FOMO. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Miraculous ideas, plans. I got shedding skin. Letting go of anything that's carrying, that you feel like you're carrying. Any heavy weight on your shoulders, whether it's an emotional situation, work. There are people that are trimming the fat, letting go of aspects very gently too. It's kind of like, okay, that's out of the way. Let's move forward. Like, it has this bounce. It's not like this really hard thing to let go of. But I'm seeing a person literally like shedding like snakeskin, and then they're walking forward, and I'm listening to the Bee Gees song, whether you're a woman, staying alive, staying alive. All right, current energy for Sunday, January 12th. Feels good. Feels good. This is a great intuitive day. Like, it feels like people are getting a lot of intuitive insights and downloads. A lot of good direction that day. And sometimes when we get a lot of downloads, or we get a lot of ideas, or things are moving forward, it's like, oh my God, I'm getting so much, I want more. And it's like, don't chase anything. Don't try to stretch it. You might turn it into something it isn't. So just be, weary of that kind of energy coming in. Like, once you get a ton of information, a ton of ideas, that you'll want more. And what I'm getting, and I love this, I actually got like the Devil card, and I'm getting a totally different intuitive hit here. That it's not about all of the people you meet, or all of your ideas, or all this external experiences. It's about your connection to God, to universe. And it's about feeding that connection to yourself and seeing how everything is interconnected to that energy. It feels like this is a day where people are going to have a hard time between like addictions or desires or anything like that. The more that you stay connected to God or the universe or your interconnection, you'll see the truth through it all. And it's almost like making a choice between a life of staying connected and a life of looking externally for everything. And a lot of you are learning how to manifest and acquire wisdom and peace of mind by sitting in presence and connection. Sunday the 12th feels like a day of you get to pick a side. Like, what lifestyle are you going to live? It's pretty fun. I like it. I like Sunday. It feels like some people, because I was getting this, some people I'm not aware of. Yeah, there's a lot of good things coming in, and it's just staying optimistic too on that day. That's the best, to the best of your ability. All right, what's going on January 14th, Tuesday? What's going on January 14th, Tuesday? Give me 1 second. This feels like a collecting data day. That was the first thing I got. January 14th, Tuesday. Allow yourself to breathe. And also be seen for some of you. Pause. But this pause feels invigorating. Some pauses feel like dense and heavy. This feels like a invigorating time. This day is about taking action on things that you are afraid of, standing your ground. And when I mean afraid, I don't mean, I had someone say this in my comments. They're like, everything you're afraid of? I'm like, no, silly. It's the things that your ego tells you, like, you can't do it. For instance, like if you have a fear of speaking up, if you have a fear of traveling, this is a day where it's like, move into the fear that's always been holding you back. And hold and preserve and protect this new found confidence. May not even feel like full confidence when you're doing it, but really stand your ground on things that you're afraid to do. Do them boldly. Like the energy is calling for it that day. There's a lot of time that day where there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs and insights. So that whole you need to breathe message that I got, it's all about allowing that information to pour in, give it space to pour in. To receive intuitive hits, you have to be in an alpha brainwave state. I got a brain scan and I'm like in a permanent alpha brainwave state. So the more that you practice intuition, the more that you can receive downloads on what to do and where to go in this world. Alpha brainwave state is also the brainwave state that allows you to connect to God, that in kind of like a gamma state. And it feels like a lot of people are going to be experiencing that. That's why I'm bringing it up. I'm like, oh, Tuesday feels like a breakthrough day. Breaking through old patterns, breaking through something that's made you feel like everything's been like not landing, or just maybe even something that you've been trying to heal for a while. I'm getting a lot of peace, a lot of intuition, just an inner knowing. So that's Tuesday. Tuesday feels cool. I'm excited about Tuesday, the 14th. Let's go ahead and go to the 15th Wednesday. Let's see, January the 15th Wednesday. What's going on January 15th Wednesday? There we go. Now, I'm going to say this throughout the entire week. You might have noticed, like, it was taking me a long time to get these messages. This whole week, it's requiring us to slow down to receive immensely insightful messages. Like, it's going to be worth the slowdown. So, and it might take some time to get some of your messages, and that's okay. Like the energy just, it's like molasses. It's a little heavy. And that doesn't mean that it's heavy in a bad way. It's just denser. That's all. And so the messages might take a little bit longer to receive, but I'm getting like, it's so important to get into a good meditation schedule. I'm actually getting that right now for a lot of us. get into a great meditation schedule. I know meditation has been hard the last few years. I've been meditating a long time. These have been a little bit more difficult times to meditate. Get on a schedule is going to be really important. Allow yourself to process some of the messages, even though the energy is like feeling like molasses and the messages are coming through syrup. Okay? So, it feels like it starts to get a little bit more peppy, like energy starts to move and get a little bit more energetic. January 15th, Wednesday. So let's go ahead and see what's going on there. What's going on January 15th, Wednesday? I'm laughing because I got click, click, boom, which is usually my song for like things are moving forward. Like there's more activity, there's more energy. If I could say, if you ever wanted to start your New Year's resolution, you should start it on January 15th. Like just don't even the first 2 weeks of January. Just don't. Just start it on the 15th. There's a lot of like, you might not even feel like you want a cup of coffee that day. 'Cause you wake up and you're like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. It's like old me, new me comes together, and there's a lot of focus. There's a lot of drive. There is like, oh God, I feel like myself again energy, but a better version, like this new upgraded version. So just look forward to that day. It's a great day to be active and do extra work. If you have put any work on the back burner, January 15th is an energetic day. You're going to feel like you want to do so much, and it's a great day to do that. There's a lot of activity, a lot of taking action on ideas that day, or taking action on the small things that you might have been neglecting for 2 weeks, which is okay. Neglecting is not a bad thing sometimes. Sometimes you need to just rest. So it feels like people are coming out of their cocoons a little bit that day, and that makes me happy. That makes me happy. It's nice to get out of the cocoon. Yeah. A lot of clarity that day. Like I'm getting mental clarity. A lot of mental clarity. For some of you, I really like never say this message because it always comes through, but you got to drink more water. You got to drink more water. There's a lot of upliftment this day. I'm actually really excited for January 15th, Wednesday. Lots of upliftment. Lots of just feeling like you're on top of the world. This all makes sense now. Like there is this feeling of, yes, finally. Like that's what I keep getting. Yes, finally. It might just feel like a lot of people are coming back to themselves, or people are starting to understand your idea, or there's something you've been waiting for that landed this day. So I almost feel like we need to get a birthday cake for January 15th and have a celebration, because it feels like this is a day we've been waiting for a while, and it's coming and it's here. So I'm pumped. Okay, what's coming in? I'm just curious. What's coming in? Mind you, this is a general reading, so I can't go too... I got integration, fulfillment, harmony, sense of belonging. That's literally what I just said. Fast forward movement, creativity, making great decisions, choosing a path, moving forward. So I'm excited about January 15th. Like, thank you. Oh, we got a good day. We got a nice day coming in after all that hibernation. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I look forward to see you guys next week. Bye.